You probably think it's cute. Maybe you even think it's just a habit. Your dog curls up next to you every single night, pressed so close you can feel their heartbeat against your body. And you smile, pull the blanket a little tighter, and drift off to sleep. But here's what nobody tells you. That moment, that quiet, still, seemingly simple moment, is one of the most psychologically complex things your dog will ever do. And most owners completely misread it. So if your dog sleeps pressed against you tonight, stay with me. Because by the end of this, you're never going to look at that moment the same way again. Let's start with what most people assume. Most people think their dog sleeps close to them because it's warm, or comfortable, or just because they can. And sure, on the surface, that makes sense. Dogs like warmth. Dogs like comfort. Simple enough. But that explanation doesn't hold up. Because here's the thing. Your dog could sleep anywhere. They could sleep on the floor, on the couch, in another room entirely. They have options. And yet, every single night, they choose you. That's not random behavior. That is a deeply intentional, psychologically driven act. And once you understand what's really driving it, you're going to feel something shift inside your chest. But before we get there, we need to go back. Way back. Further than most people ever think to look. Thousands of years before dogs were our pets, they were pack animals. And in a pack, survival wasn't just about finding food or avoiding predators. Survival was about connection. It was about knowing exactly where the other members of your pack were at every moment. Because in the wild, separation meant vulnerability. Separation meant danger. Separation sometimes meant death. So dogs evolved something remarkable. A deeply wired instinct to stay physically close to the ones they trust most. Not just emotionally close. Physically, body to body, heartbeat to heartbeat. Scientists call this contact-seeking behavior. But what it really is love in its oldest, purest, most primal form. And your dog is doing it to you every single night. Now here's where it gets even more powerful. And most owners never hear this part. When your dog presses against you, their body is actually doing something measurable. Something you can't see, but science can. Research into canine behavior and stress response has shown that physical contact between a dog and their trusted human triggers a release of oxytocin, the same bonding hormone released between a mother and her newborn child. Your dog's body releases it when they're touching you. Let that sink in for a second. Every night that your dog curls up against you, their brain is literally bathing in the chemical signature of love and safety. You are not just their sleeping spot. You are their source of peace. You are the reason their nervous system finally exhales after a full day of existing in a world they don't fully understand. You're their safe place. But there's another layer to this. And this one hits different. Dogs don't just seek physical closeness because they feel safe with you. They also do it because they want to keep you safe. In the wild, sleeping was the most vulnerable moment for any animal. You're unconscious. You can't run. You can't fight. So pack animals developed a behavior of sleeping close together, not just for warmth, but as a protective formation. Each member of the pack was, in some way, guarding the others simply by being present. Your dog still carries that instinct. When they press against you in the dark, part of them is standing watch. Part of them is saying, without a single word, without a single sound, I'm here. Nothing is going to get to you. Not while I'm beside you. Think about every single night you've fallen asleep feeling safe, feeling calm, feeling like everything was okay. Your dog might have had more to do with that than you ever realized. Not every dog sleeps pressed against their owner. And if yours does, that's not just a personality quirk. That is a statement. That is your dog telling you something very specific about how they feel about you. Dogs are extraordinarily selective about who they choose to sleep close to. In multi-person households, researchers have observed that dogs will almost always choose one specific person to sleep nearest to. Not the person who feeds them, not the person who walks them most, but the person they feel most emotionally attuned to. The person whose energy they trust most deeply. If your dog chooses you, you are that person. You are their person. And there's something else buried inside this behavior that almost no one talks about. Dogs are empaths in a way we're only beginning to scientifically understand. Studies have shown that dogs can detect changes in their owner's cortisol levels, the hormone your body produces when you're stressed. They can smell fear, anxiety, sadness. They pick up on micro changes in your breathing, your heart rate, your posture, changes so small that other humans sitting right next to you would never notice. And when your dog senses that you're struggling, when they feel that invisible tension in your body, even as you're sleeping, they press closer. Not because they don't understand what's happening, but because they do. They can't fix your problems. They can't take away the worry. But they know that their presence, their warm, steady, breathing presence, does something. They've learned it. They've watched it work. They know that when they're close to you, your breathing slows. Your body softens. Something in you releases. Your dog isn't just sleeping next to you. Your dog is actively trying to heal you. Every single night. We live in a world that moves incredibly fast. There are days when you barely stop. Days when everything feels heavy and complicated and loud. Days when connection feels hard to find. And every single one of those nights, no matter how hard the day was, your dog shows up. They don't ask what's wrong. They don't need an explanation. They just find you, press against you, and stay. That's not a small thing. Do you give that back to them? While your dog is regulating your nervous system, protecting you, loving you in the most ancient and pure way they know how. They need something from you too. Dogs who sleep pressed against their owners and receive warmth, stillness, and calm in return show measurably lower stress hormones, better immune function, and live longer, happier lives. The way you respond to your dog's nighttime closeness actually matters to their health. Tonight, when your dog curls up against you, don't move away. Don't push them to the edge of the bed. Don't reach for your phone. Just be still. Let them feel you breathe. Put your hand on them for a moment. Be as present for them as they are for you every single night. Your dog has never read a book about love. They have never been taught what loyalty means. They have never been told to show up for you. They just do it. Because somewhere in the ancient wiring of who they are, you became their everything. You became their pack. You became their safe place. You became the reason they sleep with their heartbeat pressed against yours every single night, without fail, without condition, without ever asking for anything in return. That isn't just a dog finding a comfortable spot. That is thousands of years of love, loyalty, and primal trust, choosing you every night, without question. And now you know.